War pets in Call of Dragons have seen some significant changes from the beginning of the game, and recently they have made it so that every pet that you get has an ability, and then when you release the pet, you will get one of the abilities at random. But a dilemma comes as to when are you able to get the abilities out of a pet that you actually want. But nowadays, there is never a pet that we will capture in the wild that will have 1 or 0 ability, making it so that when you have pets such as this Shadow Drake, which has a 1-star Shadow Hunter, which is obviously the talent and an ability that you would really like to take out so that you can then upgrade a other pet with this ability and make it so 2-star, for example, when you're going to need 4 1-star skills, and then vice versa for 3 stars. But in this case, you can see that I have this ability, which I want, the Shadow Hunter, and then I also have a Wild Agility, a random skill that is of no value whatsoever to me. If I release this pet currently though, the chances of me getting the actual skill that I want, the Shadow Hunter, is extremely low. I would say probably 10% from my estimation, and that is because the system seems to prioritize giving you the least high skill level or the high leveled up talent or skill. So for example, a 1-star skill will always have priority over a 0-star skill. Now there is exception. There is a chance that I release this pet and I do get the Shadow Hunter, but I would say 90% of the time I will be getting the Wild Agility. So how can you solve this problem? And sadly, there is no 100% guarantee, but in this current game, there is really just one way to make this happen, and that will be to make the second skill here a higher level or same level as this one. So for example, I could first just take this skill itself and upgrade it, but as you can see, I don't own any of this Wild Agility, and you can't buy this one. It is one that you get from randomly releasing other pets. So what I could do is replace this skill for something that is going to be easy to purchase and that won't cost me a lot. So if I go and look here, you can see that I can get some 1-star skills for just as low as 213 currency or even 209. So if I do buy and learn and I put it here, then I will have now a pet with 2 1-star skill. Now, what does this mean? Obviously, I don't have the exact math skills, but as far as I know, this would be a 50-50. If I release this pet, that I get what I want, Shadow Hunter, and a 50 chance that I get Bristles, which I obviously don't want because it's a 200 point one that you can buy at any time, and that is really not that good. So why would you have this? Well, this is because now the easiest way to do is that you can upgrade it by buying 4 more of these 200 skills. So for about 1,000, you'll be able to make this a 2-star. You could also just skip all this and then come here and just buy it directly. So you'll spend the 1,200 here for a 2-star. Now I spent 209 for the first one, and I spent 209 basically 4 more times to upgrade it, which is about 1,000 and like 30 whatever. This is 1,200. So it's a little bit more expensive to do it this way, but it is much simpler than the upgrade. But in any case, they will both work. So now I have made some space. I can finally buy the last one and upgrade it, and you'll see I now have a 2-star Bristle versus a 1-star of this ability. So in this situation, when I release it, there is still a chance that I get my Bristles back. It is not 100% chance. It just makes the chances of you getting the actual skill that you want much higher. So it is a bit expensive. You'll have to spend 1,000, 1,200 every time you want to get a 1-star ability. And then if you, for example, are trying to make your next pet a 3 stars, which will require 4 of the 2-star in your inventory, well, it's going to be very hard to release 2 stars because you will most likely not find them in the wild. And then if you do, it will be hard to get what you want. Or you'll be able to upgrade something like this and then upgrade it with 4 other 1-stars, which is obviously very doable. But then you will have to make the second skill a 3-star skill. So this is where you're going to have to kind of start planning, because if I was to upgrade this one, I would have to buy, it would be about 4,000 or 5,000. It would cost me in the currency of the pets, which is not extremely high, especially for whales. But it's still not 100% chance. So you could have had a 2-star here and basically be wasting all your time, and then the 2-star pet disappears. You don't get the skill back if you fail this, and it is going to be very awkward. So this system really still has some flaws that make it really hard to really get what you want. It is a very long game where eventually you'll get what you want by releasing a lot of pets. But if you at least make sure that you always put a higher star level skill as the second one, you will very much have higher chances of getting what you want. Also, for those who don't know, you can regenerate. For example, if you have a pet like this with 4 skills, you can regenerate it until you get 2 skills. It never goes below 2 skills. It's always going to be minimum 2 skills. So this is the best you can get. And this basically is going to give you a 50-50 chance of getting what you want. But in this case, I could also make this a 1 star by buying 4 at 50, just like this. So this is going to be very easy to show. And then I upgrade this, and now I have a 1 star. Now let's see if I release this pet, what do I get? Then I got my 1 star. So this is something that doesn't happen very often, but it does have a chance of happening, and it will mess you up no matter what. But there really isn't any other solution that I found that makes it easier. Let's release the Shadow Fade Ray just to see. And here we go. We did get the 1 star. This is what happens to me most of the time. If you do put a 2 star with a 1 star, you will most often get the 1 star. But as we just saw before, there is still a chance that you get the other one that you don't want. And pets like this, I had this one from before the patch came, so this is why I have it locked. This is one of the pets that I could use to upgrade, for example, this to 3 stars, and then if I release this pet, I will get my 3 star, and then I can apply it to whatever pet I want. So I'm very lucky to have kept a pet like this. Some people have, some people don't obviously, so it's not everybody. It's basically just luck because we didn't really know before, even though I did have some thinking of it. But in any case, this is my kind of like guide on how you will be able to have the most control over this new pet system. It's obviously not easy. You will have pets that you will release with a 1 star skill, and the other ones that will get given to you will not be the 1 star skill, so you'll have to catch more and more of these pets. It is a tremendously long and awkward process, but it's very much better than the previous system. The best solution, otherwise, in my opinion, would be that you could come here and be able to combine. So, for example, my 4 paint blooms here, if I could combine them into a 1 star paint bloom like this, then I could combine all 4 star 1 star paint bloom and make a 2 star in my inventory instead of always to go through a pet and creating some RNG. I just really don't like the RNG aspect. So this would be my suggestion for making this work a bit better. But as you can see, I have a lot of these and I can't really use them because I have no pet option that really gives me a good option. But I will eventually have to use them on a pet, release it, and there will be some that I will lose. Of course, when you are purchasing 2 star and 1 star, you are limited. As you can see, there is 10 1 star per season. And then this resets after the season. And then there's 5 2 stars. So you will be able to do this on many pets, but you'll not be able to do this on every pet endlessly because you will reach your limit of 35. This just reset like last week, and I'm already at 10 from doing what I just showed you guys exactly in this video. So it is limited. So just a little bit of understanding to make sure you plan accordingly for the future. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on my next video.